Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all of you enjoy the preseason matchup that just ended. I know a lot of you guys are in different 49er streams tonight, so I'll be lucky if I get anybody in here, but I just want to welcome anyone who does join. Thanks for popping in. It's definitely an interesting game to watch for sure as we try to analyze a preseason game with, so many good players not playing, and tried to make an analysis out of what we're seeing. It's kind of a hard thing to grade personally, just because it is preseason and it's against backups. So, how do you evaluate? How do you judge players? It's tough, definitely. Um, I guess we should just get right to the giant elephant in the room is that Trey Lance started slow. Um, he's very streaky, I've noticed, and he started very slow in this game. But um, as the game went on and he was able to settle in, he definitely seemed to uh, catch fire and settle in and settle down. I feel like he was very, very, uh, I would say nervous. I think some people just get really amped up. Um, he we have to keep remembering how little of snaps he's had in, almost a 2-year period. So, Kyle Shanahan says he wants to get him into as many game situations and game type situations as possible. So, this preseason experience for him is very invaluable. And it was good to see him kind of find his way out of kind of a really shaky start, with the interception and the high passes and stuff, and find his way out of it. And I was proud of him. I thought he played well. Just keep giving the kid work, get him the work, get him the reps. I know next week he's probably not going to see any. Then again, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure who's playing. I know none of the starters are probably playing next week, but um, very interesting to say the least. How's it going, Fernando? Doing pretty well. This is a kind of a late stream for me. I'm trying not to wake anybody up in my house right now. So if I sound like I'm talking kind of low, that's the reason. Fernando says, I expected him to struggle. He's a rookie and he's only going to get better. Welcome to the NFL from college. It's a big, yeah, it is. It's a really big adjustment. And it's like I have to kind of temper expectations, but, you know, once a player is drafted that high, the expectations are going to be really high from the get go. So unfortunately, the 49ers are going to have to deal with that, and us fans are going to have to deal with that. That is just, that's the way that it is. J Mouse, we win. Yeah, we won. It's nice to see, like I said, the rookie kind of find his way and readjust during the beginning of that game. As far as Jimmy Garoppolo goes, I'm not going to harp too hard on him other than to say you're seeing pretty much what teams have been seeing in camp, or what the camp reports have been with him. So it is what it is. I'm not going to harp too much on it. George Kittle's not in there. His security blanket, and Mostert's not in there to take the pressure off of him. But yeah, it is what it is, man. It's like I said, it's hard to judge preseason football. It really is for me, because think about it. Like, Trey was going against number twos, so, but he also did play well and he found a way to adjust. So everything's really hard to judge. But the fact of the matter is that he's getting reps and he found his way to uh, overcome a really shaky start. I forgot which beat writer said it, but he's very hot and cold. He's either really, really good or really, really kind of erratic. So um, it's okay though, because he's a rookie and you expect it. You don't expect it from an 8-year veteran like Jimmy. So like I said, I'm not going to harp too much on Jimmy, other than the fact that, I don't see anything different with him um, that we haven't seen before. So as far as judging him or grading him, he looks exactly like he always does. You know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I've seen some rookies got better, like Josh Allen. Yeah. Sorry if you already talked about Jimmy G looked terrible. Yeah, well, I don't want to bash him too much, but you know, guys are open, you have a corner beat, and you throw it behind them high and behind. Jimmy has a propensity for me to get receivers injured by the way he throws the football. I don't know if you guys have noticed that too, but he seems to lead players into really awkward, precarious situations where they can end up taking a really severe hit. And that one guy, that's how guys get, upended and rolled under and injure their lower legs, but, horrible throws like that. Now, to be fair, Trey had some ones that sailed too. So I'm not going to just bash Jimmy for the high stuff. But yeah, Jimmy did not look good whatsoever. Do you think we'll add any other free agents or trade to upgrade position? Worried about Trey and our weak spots in our line. Um, there's always movement after the final cuts. So to say that the Niners won't make any movements um, after the final preseason game and after the final cuts, I wouldn't say that. So yeah, I think they could always add something to their roster. You know, cornerback, maybe another veteran back there. If somebody slips through the cracks, maybe a guard, uh, a low level free agent guard that the Niners could maybe solidify that position if Aaron Banks is going to be out for a while. And, we got Brunskill there. I'm not really confident in Brunskill. I'm not really confident in Aaron Banks either, to be honest with you. So, um, yeah, I definitely could see that. I'm not going to guarantee it because I really don't know because I'm just, a fan. But yeah, if there is a position that they think that they can add something to and it's not going to cost them a whole lot, then yeah, I could see something definitely happening for sure. Um, there was a couple injuries in the game. Kendricks and Maurice Hurst both left with injuries. I didn't see what they were. Hopefully they're not severe. Michael Kendricks, of course, we signed most recently, the linebacker for some depth, and Maurice Hurst, the defensive tackle. Um, you know, we couldn't get out unscathed for sure, but hopefully they're not severe injuries. Um, I'm g- I'm getting to that. I agree. They did play very well. But yeah, as far as injuries goes, those are the two guys that stood out. Juwan Jennings did not play this game either. I guess he's dealing with a sore heel or something like that. So definitely something to watch out for. Again, hopefully it's not severe. Um, remember, Debo was hobbled at the end of the second training camp practice with the Chargers with the glute injury, and he ended up suiting up today. So it was good to see. But yeah, let's get into that D line. D line look really good. They look really deep. They got a lot of pressure. They didn't get home, so it's still a concern of mine. This wide nine scheme is guys just they get there, but they have to finish, and hopefully we can. But the starters will do a lot better job of that. But yeah, the D line looks really strong. It's definitely a strong point of this team. We are really deep on the D line. Jordan Willis, was it Jordan Willis? I think it was Jordan Willis. He played really well. Maurice Hurst, of course. Uh, I saw Samson Abucom was in there today. He made a play that I saw. So yeah, the Niners are definitely loaded on the defensive line. They're going to come at you at waves, and it's going to be awesome. Again, D Ford and Nick Bosa changed that whole thing, and you guys know that. So with those two guys there, um, on top of what we're seeing right now from like mostly second stringers, it's definitely promising. I can say that for sure. So I agree with you guys. Um, this is a rushing cover game, and the Niners put more emphasis in on the defensive line than they do in secondary. So unfortunately, with the Niners, they have to get home because you leave your corners out there on an island. Uh, Definitely a concern of mine is that Niners secondary past Verrett and Mosley. Um, Watching Diamador Lenore and Ambry Thomas, they're young. Ambry needs to work on his technique. He got toasted on one of those throws from that backup from the San Diego or LA Chargers, excuse me, and didn't look good on the play whatsoever. So with the Niners, it's just a matter of getting these guys some reps, and hopefully when the real players get in there and we have the real pass rush hit coming, it'll help the secondary look a lot better. But yeah, that defensive line looks really strong. Arden Key, uh, Kentavious Street, um, DJ Jones. I'm trying to think. There's so many defensive linemen that we have that look really good. So yeah, I'm definitely uh, yeah, super grabby. Yeah, I'm not. That's one thing. It's like he gets beat, so he grabs. Like he's got to learn how to just technique wise to get better. That's what I said. If when one of you guys asked me about making a move to get any free agents signed, I definitely think if the Niners can make a move post, cut down before the regular season starts, if they can find them a veteran corner that slips through the or cracks, excuse me. Yeah, then I would definitely make that move for sure because yeah, Embry Thomas definitely looks grabby. Lenore looks good. Um, Embry Thomas doesn't look horrible, but he definitely is the weaker of the two rookies, even though he was signed or drafted before. So yeah, definitely something to pay attention to and watch. I wanted to go back and say, just to make sure I touched on Trey Lance. His final stat line was 8 of 14 for 102 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Both his touchdowns are really nice throws, especially the second one to Travis Benjamin. Bullet, just a rip. He ripped that thing, and it was beautiful. Um, thing with Trey Lance, he's just got to learn to consistently, make throws. Like he has to know when to take velocity off of his throws. Everything he throws kind of is a fastball. He's got a little bit of that Kaepernick in him where he has to learn to differentiate when to take something off of a throw and, put some touch. Like the deep shot down the right sideline to Trent Sherfield is exactly what I mean. It was a beautiful, arcing, catchable, soft throw, but it still traveled a long way. And if he can do that consistently and he can start to kind of like mix that in back and forth when need be, he's going to get better. Um, we see glimpses of why this kid is special. So it's crazy, man. Like you want to get him reps, but at the same time, you don't want to start him. So the Niners are going to have to figure out a way to get him reps during the regular season, and get him some meaningful reps against starting caliber defenses. So be interesting with this kid. I'm really excited. I know all of us get a little bit stressed out when he started, 1 for 6 or 1 for whatever. Cause I wasn't worried, but I was like, what's the media going to say? What's the overarching, conversation going to be with the way he's playing? And, I'm glad he found a way to kind of like right the ship on his own, make the good throws when he needed to at the right time. The 2 touchdown passes, both were really good throws, split between, the one to Sanu was a nice play where he split the defenders. And honestly, some of these throws I just can't see Garoppolo making. He just doesn't have the arm or the throwing velocity to make some of these throws. And this is why you draft a guy like Trey Lance, because he has the ability to fit things in a very tight window. Uh, whereas with Jimmy, you might not see that because Jimmy is just a lot more of a touch thrower. Uh, One thing that frustrates me about Jimmy sometimes is I feel like he gets lazy in his mechanics. I don't know if you guys notice that, but just, standing there, planting that foot and really putting something into it, but at the same time, not floating it or throwing it high so that a guy has to reach and expose his body to a big hit. I watch Jimmy's mechanics sometimes and they frustrate me. Uh, you look at the perfect mechanics of someone, say, like Tom Brady, regardless of what you feel about him, he's got the best mechanics out there, especially when he has a clean pocket. And I see Garoppolo and I see how lazy he gets in his mechanics, and it's really frustrating for me to watch. So let's move along here. Jermichael Hasty looked really nice. So did Wayne Gallman. We have embarrassment of riches at the running back position. I don't know exactly what's going on with Trey Sermon. I don't know if he's nursing some sort of injury. But yeah, the running back position is really deep. We have a lot of good young running backs, and knowing how the last couple of years have been, where we think we have too many guys, and then somehow we end up getting down to our last couple. I'd say running backs is going to be the position where I think we keep, um, the maximum that we can keep at that position. I think the Niners might only go two quarterbacks deep, and then maybe add either another running back or another wide receiver to the depth chart of like what on game day what you're going to keep. I can see either or being an option, but yeah, definitely something to watch as the season goes. But yeah, deep at the defensive line, deep at running back, really nice to see. Um, I feel like that the special teams, other than Robbie Gold, and I don't know what to make of him at this point. They paid all that money to him to stay. They overpaid to keep an aging kicker. And I don't know what it is with him. Like that kick that he missed today, like that should be an automatic kick. It's a preseason game. Okay, it's an extra point that got moved out a little bit, but I don't know what to make of him. I know Wisnowski, he's kind of, he's a fourth round punter. So, you can always make the argument that the Niners overdrafted. But the coverage units looked a lot better today. They looked a lot more crisp. The tackling was better. Just the ability to get down there and make plays quickly and not have super long returns was nice. But yeah, the Robbie Gold situation is something. I was on Twitter and I saw Jason Aponte, for all you guys who know who he is. He's not extremely satisfied either with the whole Jason or the Robbie Gold situation or the Wisnowski situation as far as special teams. Special teams is something you got to have, man. You got to be able to play all three phases extremely well. And, that's the one thing that worries me. We might have it locked down on defense or on offense, but if your special teams cost you games with, missed kicks, bad field position with punts, it's definitely something that, we can't overlook. It's definitely something that the Niners need to focus on and get better before week one approaches. Preseason is where you work out the kinks. Hopefully the Niners can work out a lot of these kinks before we get there. But I don't know what the Niners' plan is for Trey Lance next week, if he's even going to play. I know none of the starters will because it's the final preseason game. But it'll be interesting to see if Trey plays with a second group for a long period of time. I would assume he would, right? I wouldn't see why not. So that's definitely something to look out for. I want to see more of him. I know you guys do too. I want to see more of Trey Lance. The more, the better. He needs the reps. He needs the experience. He needs to be put in as many game type situations as possible, like Kyle Shanahan said, so that he knows how to react in all of those situations, no matter what they may be, whether it's 2 minute, end of the game, hurry up, all that stuff. He needs to know how to be able to manage and run that. And he's been inconsistent at times, but we're seeing the flashes of what he has and what he can do. And I'm really excited. I know you guys are too. It's just, like I said, it's hard to judge because you want to say that he's doing well, but then you got to say he is going against second team. So it's kind of like, it's kind of it's a hard thing to judge right now, but just going based on what we're seeing, results on the field, he's definitely inconsistent. He's definitely streaky. But the talent is there and the playmaking abilities are there. We got to see him get outside the pocket and make a run for almost a first down. Definitely not the Trey Lance that we saw in college. It was a little bit of a, herky jerky kind of running. It wasn't like a big open field, play that, he got 35, 40 yards out of, but you can kind of see what he can do when the pressure gets there and he has to make plays with his legs. So I'm definitely interested to see that. All assets of his game, Instead of forcing it, if you have an ability to run or an alley to go, do it. Like take that opportunity and run, but be smart with it. Be smart with your body. Learn when to get down. Learn when to slide. But yeah, definitely an interesting game to say the least. Like I said, I wasn't even going to come on because it's so late on my side. It's almost 11:30 at night, and I'm usually uh, a lot of you guys have other streamers that are West Coast, so they're still a lot earlier than me. But for all you guys that have jumped in here, I hope you guys, or I appreciate you guys coming in. If you can drop a like at the bottom of the screen, that would be cool. If you haven't subbed, that would be awesome too. Appreciate you guys again coming in here, talking a little 49ers preseason matchup with the Los Angeles Chargers. It's getting close, guys. That regular season's getting close, man. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Another player that looks really, really good is Telenoa Hofanga. A player that had a lot of, when he was coming out of college, there was a lot of people saying that, he's a great tackler, an open field tackler, but he lacks the back end speed to cover. And everything I've seen from him so far, whenever he's had a chance to get on the field on defense, he's played fantastic. And he's been able to wrap up. He comes up in the run game and hits people. And I'm definitely encouraged by what I see. He's active in the return game as well. So, the Niners have a little bit of depth at safety if nobody gets hurt. And they have they have some depth at defensive line. They have some depth at running back. You wish they had a little bit more depth at corner and, maybe offensive line. Again, we have one more preseason game to go and then there'll be cuts. I'm sure we might see some sort of movement on that. Appreciate the $5 super chat from Frank Tom Ocean. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I wasn't going to do it because I'm just it's super late on my side of the world. So for you guys to pop in here, I appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Jay? Did you just do a quick stream? I was like, what is Jay doing in here? Isn't he live also? Unless you got me open on another tab or something. I don't know. Thanks for coming in and saying hello. I appreciate it. If you guys got any questions in the comments, don't be afraid to ask. Things that you saw in this game that you are worried about, things that you saw in this game that you're encouraged by, let me know down in the comments below. Like I said, it's the preseason, so we have to always look at everything with a grain of salt, and not to make too many snap judgments one way or the other. Yeah, it's definitely late over here. It's 11:28 at night. It's past my bedtime. Yeah, I'm an old man. Although I slept till like 3 in the afternoon today because for some reason, like it's my day off on Sunday. I got up and then went back to bed for another 3 hours. So yeah, I don't know. I might have like a sleeping disorder. Honestly, I might have to go get checked out. I just stayed on for 1 hour. I streamed at 7 p.m. and the wife is giving me she's giving me the look. That's awesome. She's giving you the eyes. Like, really, another stream? Tell her that we love you and we like having you on. Yeah, I mean, there's not a ton to talk about other than Trey Lance, really, honest with you guys. So I can understand why Jay only was on for an hour. Yeah, I mean, it's the Trey Lance show right now, and we're all excited and I wouldn't say worried, but we're all uh we all have, we see what's on the field. We see that he's streaky and that he's raw. The rawness is there. You can see it. So, but I feel like there's throws that he makes that Jimmy just can't make. And you see him and you see that's why they drafted him. You see those throws and you say that's the reason the Niners went and got him. Jimmy is good at managing. you can say a little bit he's a game manager. He can sling it, and he's got a pretty, a pretty throw, but he's just limited skill-wise, and then Trey also adds the running aspect of it too, so, you know, I'm not gonna like I said, no more bashing Jimmy. I put videos on my channel that sometimes come off like I hate Jimmy or I'm, a Jimmy hater, but I have to share both perspectives of the situation because I'm indifferent on Jimmy. I don't hate him, but I'm indifferent. No, if Trey can somehow rip this job away from him and make it impossible for the Niners to sit him, then I'm all for it. But if Jimmy could somehow find a way to keep playing and playing well, and Trey can learn behind him, then I'm okay with that too. Either way, whatever gets us to win ball games is the right decision. So you got to pick your battles. Yeah, see that's I'm single, so I just have people in my house that sleep a lot earlier than me, because you know, my mom's a widow, so she lives in my house, and my brother lives in my house because he's waiting to get his own house. So he's been living with me, saving money and stuff. So, and I got to respect him because he's got to get up early. He's got to be at his job early to do inventory, at like 3 in the morning or something. So that's why I'm talking with a kind of a low voice.
Trey's highlight plays are good, but what you said, he's streaky, Ron. But like, oh, as you said, he's streaky, Ron. Consent. We need to consistently at QB. We're in great hands with Trey as he can.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you see it on the field. There's no reason really people to dissect it any further. He's streaky. He shows you flashes of what he can be. He has to learn to reel it in when he has to, and he has to learn to let it go when he has to. If you got to put some mustard on a throw, that's great, but it doesn't have to be on a screen pass or a 5 yard in route or a crossing pattern. You don't have to rip it so hard that guys don't catch it. He's got to learn that part of the game, and once he does, he's going to be a dangerous, dangerous quarterback. I thought Richie James helped himself out a little bit. That one throw that he got from Trey, there was no chance for him to catch it. That thing was buzzing past his head before he turned. So, but he played better on special teams. But I don't know. I've never been the biggest Richie James fan. So it'll be interesting to see what the Niners do at wide receiver in the back end of their rotation.
Charlie Warner looks good too. If Kittle misses any time, I'm happy with Dwelly and Warner.
Yeah, he's a solid tight end. Dwelly's definitely the better of the two for sure. But yeah, we're pretty deep at tight end, I would say. Richard says that Trey needs a redshirt year. Why though? He needs experience, man. Like I understand what you're saying, but he needs the reps. It's obvious he needs the reps. And the only way you're going to get reps is by being on the field. I feel like using him smartly, if Jimmy is the starter, and putting packages for him to get into the game is what they need to do. If you sit him another year, you're just killing his growth as a quarterback. He needs to be put in game situations at all costs, no matter what. He needs to do the 2 minute stuff. He needs to do the hurry up. He needs to run the traditional offense. He needs to know when to take a little off his throws. He needs to know when to put more on his throws. He needs all that stuff. He needs refining. He needs work. He needs a lot of work. And sitting him all year, I think, and I'm not like crapping on you for that comment. I'm just saying sitting him would be detrimental to his development. Any other situation, I would agree with you, but with him, I think you gotta get him in there. You got to get him to experience the NFL, and he needs to get on the field and make plays. So I'm encouraged by what I saw tonight, but I definitely think he needs a lot of work still. And as far as Jimmy goes, man, he is just frustrating to watch. He makes throws that make you say, okay, he's solid, he's good, we'll be all right. And then he makes throws that make you just want to punch your TV screen. You know what I mean? like I said, he's the same Jimmy he's always been. That's who Jimmy Garoppolo is. He's inconsistent. He's somewhat inaccurate. He's jittery in the pocket. And I don't know. We got one more preseason game to go, and then this is all real for all of us. So relax while we can until this gets real.
Do you think Mostert would have done better than Hasty and Gallman? To me, this whole line isn't good enough.
No, because we still didn't have all our starters, and Trent Williams wasn't in. I don't think Alex Max was in either. So no, I mean, there's no need to. There's not even any news or need to play him, to be honest with you, because it's preseason. He's had some injury issues, and the Niners need him fresh for the start of the season. So no, it's the other backs need the work because the Niners need to figure out their depth chart. Yeah, I wish Jennings played too, but I guess he's got some sort of heel thing going on with his foot. So I don't know. We'll definitely get some answers, hopefully. I haven't watched the post-game press conference. So after I get off with you guys, I'm going to go watch that. And then I'll listen to some of the Bay Area radio tomorrow, and maybe we'll get a better idea what's going on. I'm sure like Matt Mioka and all the other Bay Area beat writers will have a better idea, but I don't at the moment. What week will Jimmy get replaced? You're going to make me go down that rabbit hole, and then I'm going to get people unsubscribing to my channel. Hurd is been deactivated for at least a week to 10 days, and then they're going to reevaluate him. Does Hurd make this team? I'm saying his chances of making this team are not that great, to be honest with you. Unless there's an injury, like say if something happens to Juwan Jennings where he's out for a long time and the Niners need to keep him, then maybe. But even with that, if he's still like he has knee tendonitis, if he's really dealing with that severe of knee tendonitis and he can't practice or on successive days and he needs maintenance days and rest days, then what good is he going to be? You know what I mean? Is it something he can play through, or is this something that's detrimental and he needs another surgery? I'm not real hopeful, Richard, on him making this team, to be honest with you, especially if Jennings ends up being all right. And Trent Sherfield, I think, is a lock to make this team. At least you would think so. I think Mohamed Sanu is going to make the team. So that's 5 right there. I think there's a good chance that Nasimba Webster makes this team too at receiver, and maybe Travis Benjamin. And that might be your wide receiver group. So I don't know. We'll see. Will we keep 3 QBs? I think we're going to end up putting one on the practice squad. So we might possibly. With our luck, with Jimmy, with his injury history, I think it would be smart to keep 3 quarterbacks. But you probably won't dress them every week. You'll probably only dress 2 and have 1 on the practice squad or 1 inactive. But I think it would be smart to keep 3 quarterbacks this year. Do I think the team's going to do it? It's hard to say. I would. Just because of the injury history with Jimmy. It sucks because you're seeing Nate Sudfeld go against, he's going against third stringers with third stringers around him as well. And you're not getting a really good sense of what he can do. That third string offensive line is horrendous. The back end receivers aren't that great. So it's really hard to see what he would do. And to be honest with you, if you're down to your third quarterback on your roster, then you're probably not going to win many games anyways. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. Niners have, I think they have a pretty good deep linebacking core too. If Kendricks, Michael Kendrick ends up, keep staying on this team. I don't know. I don't know if he's a lock to make this team, to be honest with you. He's a late addition, and now he's dinged. I'm trying to think of the guy, number 53. I think his last name is Griffith. He's been playing really, really well. And it'd be interesting to see if Marcel Harris makes his team because he is converted to linebacker. He makes a lot of great tackles in the open field. So you wonder if Marcel Harris is going to make the team as a linebacker because he's no longer a safety. He has been converted. He still wears number 36, but he has converted to linebacker as of this offseason. So will be interesting to see what the Niners do come cut down time. We got one more week to go, guys. And then things are going to get real. I took off the first week of the season. I took vacation. So I'm going to be home and relaxed and ready to watch some football and then being able to relax the day after the game. And then I get to watch the second game as well. So yeah, he definitely looked pretty good on that run. I'll be honest with you. That was a good run. No, I don't. You know, there's times when Trey's doing his thing that I agree with you that you think it might be time to move the reins over to the rookie, but then there's other times where you see the struggle and you understand why the Niners are deciding to go with Jimmy. So to me, it's kind of a back and forth thing. If Trey could just be more consistent, then I can see the Niners eventually making that move. But the inconsistency with Trey is going to keep Jimmy. It's going to keep Jimmy having the job, is what I'm saying. I'm super concerned about him, Jay. Super concerned. It's like, does he even care? Honestly, does he care? Like, he got paid. He's diminished returns. It's not like he can kick from far outside anyways. He's only good from 49 yards and in. I don't know, man. They could save some money if they cut his ass. Sorry. I'm not very happy with Robbie Gould. They made a big stink having to pay him all that money so that he would stay. And then I don't know. I feel like he's played lackluster since last season. So, yeah, I'm very concerned, to be honest with you. No, I agree with you. He's definitely playing vanilla. We haven't seen anything. Shanahan hasn't run anything of what he's going to be doing this year. This whole offense that we've seen in the preseason it's get me through this game offense, pretty much. None of it is anything you're going to see in the regular season. He can scheme stuff for Trey to make Trey look better. You know what I mean? If he can game plan to help Jimmy with his inaccuracies and his inability to make certain plays, and you have to scheme stuff up to help Jimmy out, you can do the same thing for Trey. Oh, he's definitely diminishing. He was diminishing last year too. He looked off last year. I just think for the amount of money that they're paying him and what he's giving them and just the effort and the vibe that he gives off, it doesn't come off to me personally like he really cares. I feel like he got paid. He doesn't want to be here. He wants to be in Chicago. He'd rather be on the Bears, so he's close to home. So the Niners did what they had to do to make him happy and pay him. And I don't know. I don't get a good vibe. Jay, I don't know if you saw Jason Aponte. He was tweeting about it on Twitter. He ain't a big Robbie Gould fan or a Wishnowsky fan. So if you get a chance, go look at Jason Aponte's timeline and you'll see what he's saying. Because he was feeling what I was feeling. When that kick was missed, that extra point, I was not happy. You guys got any other questions you want to ask before I shut this bad boy down? Because it's about to be midnight here. I feel like
as far as what we've seen, we're not going to see any of the starters, of course, next week. Um, Trey's probably going to play, I would hope. But that's pretty much going to be it. You're going to see a lot of second and third string guys that are not going to make this squad next week. Um, I actually got to watch the game on NFL Network. I got it. It was on my local TV. So I was pretty happy. I didn't have to watch it on my computer like last game. As you guys know, I broke down and bought the preseason package for $100 for 3 games because I felt that I needed to do it so that I could make videos and have, accurate information. So, doesn't look like a real good investment. A lot of people are saying he's looked really good in camp and they expect to make a big jump this year. I hope you're right. Fifth round pick. He's been inconsistent at times with his play, and he's definitely needed to improve on some of it. So yeah, I think Dre Greenlaw, if he stays healthy, could have a huge year. I think so. I think so. It depends. It depends. Has Shanahan seen enough? To me, I think it just comes down to reps. You want to get him reps. If you're not going to start him in the regular season, and you're only going to bring him in packages and stuff, um, then yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of work. I'm not in. I'm not inclined or brave enough to say that if Trey plays really well next week, that he could take the starting job, because I don't believe that to be the case. But it definitely makes you think, with how poorly Jimmy played today, how long is he going to hold that job down? We need consistent quarterback play if we're going to do anything this year. The 2 things that we need this year are health, which is most important, and good, solid, healthy quarterback play. If we have those 2 things, we can make a run for it. If we don't, someone's going to be out of a job next year. Might not be Shanahan, but someone's going to have to fall on the sword. So hopefully we don't have to deal with that. We don't have to worry about that decision. But who's going to be our deep threat? Looks like Trent Sherfield might be our deep threat, to be honest with you. Looks like he has a little Getty up on him. He looked good to me. I don't know if you guys have any other opinions, but Trent Sherfield definitely looks like the guy that Trey likes going to. I haven't really seen Jimmy get the ball to anybody really, so it's hard to say what Jimmy likes to do. Jimmy's more of a dink and dunk guy, a safe quarterback, and Trey. I think one of the reasons that Trey, his completion percentage is what it is Trey likes to push the ball downfield, whereas Jimmy's going to get you, 7 of 10 for, 60 yards hitting, crossers all day. Trey wants to push the ball. So, yeah, I think Trent Sherfield is good enough to be our deep threat. Nasimba Walker, I don't know. I know he's pretty quick, but I feel like, yeah, Trent Sherfield might be our deep threat. And Brandon Ayuk ain't no slouch either, man. He got deep on a couple people last year. He just didn't have the quarterback accurate enough to get the ball to him. So we'll see. Trent works really good. Trent Sherfield runs really good routes. You are correct. And just think, he was like a forgotten signing that we made in the offseason that no one was making any bones about, and now he looks like one of our better players. So kind of nice. The Niners front office and talent evaluators, they are the most hard people to figure out because they either miss royally with free agent signings or draft picks, or they hit on people that you don't expect. It's so hard to track or figure out who's going to hit and who's going to miss. You know what I mean? You get a guy like Dre Greenlaw, Kittle, guys like that. He looks like it so far. You know,
He doesn't get he doesn't have a volume of catches, but he makes big catches. You know what I mean? He's not going to be a guy I think that's just going to get 10 receptions a game, but he might be the guy that gets you 3 receptions a game and one of them's a touchdown. So, and it's a deep touchdown. Uh, I think your possession guys are Debo and Ayuk, where I think Ayuk actually is more than a possession guy. And I think Trent Sherfield definitely could be the home run hitter. Uh, Juwan Jennings, he's not the fastest guy. So if Juwan Jennings makes this roster, he's definitely another possession guy. And then, of course, we have the best tight end in the NFL in George Kittle. So, yeah, that's what I think. He looks okay. Agreed. He looks okay. He doesn't look great. He doesn't look horrible, but he looks okay. He's really grabby, though. He needs to work on that grabby stuff. He needs to get better with his technique so he doesn't always have to grab people because he seems to be the type of guy, if he gets burnt, he just holds on to somebody. So, Amber Thomas, yeah, I got you. Yeah, that game was these preseason games, once they get down to the end, they're hard to watch. So I was just counting down the clock and the minutes till that thing ended so that I could jump on here and chit chat for you guys for a little bit. Yeah, he's definitely an interesting decision. I think he's going to make this team, honestly, Hufanga. If he does it, I'd be shocked. He made a comment the other day that said, or when he first got drafted, that he wouldn't mind winning like a special team award, the special teamer of the year or whatever. He said he's totally okay playing special teams, and you want to hear that, especially for guys who are on the back end of your roster who the only way they're going to make the team maybe at that point is a special teamer. The fact that he's committed and he wants to play well is a good sign, and he does make plays on defense. Yeah, I was disappointed in them too, but you got to remember, man, you got some pretty inaccurate quarterback play. What Trey was missing high, right, left, and Jimmy wasn't much better for a bit. But I will say this: that Trey finished strong. He's a gamer, and I'm impressed with his maturity to play through his early struggles and find out a way to finish strong. After he threw that second touchdown, I know he wasn't coming back in. I was like the perfect ending to his game. And I think the coach realized that too, that it was like, okay, we saw enough. Coach Dimo, we were flat. Just proves practicing on Friday, 2 days before a game doesn't work for us. Charges back us way more. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like some guys have already turned it off in this preseason. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like people don't go full tilt in the preseason. But listen, the kid finished strong, and we didn't start a lot of starters. I don't know if you guys looked at the inactive list, but it's pretty huge. So it's really hard to make a judgment call on this roster at the moment. I don't know what it saves them this year. I don't know if the cap hit is, I forget how, because if it's past a certain date, I think money becomes guaranteed, but they would save from before the season, the off season began, or the new league year began. There was the thing that if they cut him, they would have saved like $24 million. But I don't know if his contract is now guaranteed because we're in August now. So yeah, I know. A couple of those throws needed to be caught, but I say the same thing too. If it hits your hands, you got to catch it, but you shouldn't have to put your receiver in harm's way either. So I feel like it goes both ways. Yes, I think he is. I do. I think he is. I feel like he's got a bigger catch radius, and he's just Bourne was okay. I was never a big Kendrick Bourne fan. He was a consistent player, and I think he made the most of his talents, which weren't super great. But I do think Jennings can be an upgrade for sure.
Trey was up and down, but had a great drive to finish out the last drive. Jimmy had a good scramble, looked like his old self there, promising. Yeah. Yeah, there was way too many penalties in this game. There was a couple injuries, but one of the injuries was at the end of the game. It's to somebody that's probably not even going to make this team. I hate to sound insensitive, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Um, Michael Kendricks left the game early, and I think Maurice Hurst did too, um, with undisclosed injuries, and they did not return. Ayuk, Samuel, Sonora, locks wide receiver. Who would be the others? Trenderfield would be one of them. Juwan Jennings would be one of them. That would be 5. Travis Benjamin would be 6. And I think Nasimbo Webster will be their last one. Kind of reminds me of T.O. a little bit. I don't know if you guys picked up just watching his body language when he catches the ball. I get a little T.O. vibe. I'm not saying that's who he is or who he plays like, but I just got that vibe last week when he caught a couple of screen passes and got first downs. He gave me a little bit of a Terrell Owens vibe just for his body size. Definitely. I know. Coach, I feel the same way. I feel like people make preseason out to be meaningless, but um, I don't think next week we're going to have any first in the game. So this was kind of our last look at people, and it's definitely a little concerning. But we didn't have the full cast of characters out there. Trent Williams wasn't out there. Like I said, Alex Mack wasn't out there. So we'll see. I mean, we play the Detroit Lions, and I don't want to sleep on the Detroit Lions. You never should sleep on anybody, but I mean, the Niners should win their first game. Philly looks like a team that's going to be scrapping this year. So maybe us starting against teams that we should beat, and if we do beat them, will help us a little bit to get us into a groove that maybe by the time we play Green Bay, we'll be more complete of a team. But yeah, I'm definitely concerned by what I saw tonight for sure. But again, it's not the complete roster, offense and defense, so kind of hard to make an evaluation. Oh, you were at the game? Oh, you lucky. I was going to say you lucky bastard, but that's mean. But you're very lucky. That's awesome. That must have been great. How is that new stadium that the Chargers have? Is it nice? Yeah, I think Webster beats out Richie James. Definitely. Do you think Matthews makes his team? No, I don't think he does. I think he gets cut, honestly. I know that sounds really insensitive, but no, I don't. It's a numbers game. I mean, he's all right at a tight end, but no, I don't think he makes his team, to be honest with you. And that, like I said, I'm just speaking out of what I think. James was half asleep until that last return. Yeah, I'm not impressed with him. I never really have been. And from what the reports of training camp have been, he's been pretty unimpressive. And yeah, I just don't see him making the team. I feel like that time is kind of passed and that ship has sailed for sure. Matthews? Yeah, I just don't think he's good enough, honestly, when it comes down to you got 2 guys in front of him, you know? You have Dwelly, of course, and then you have the other guy that we have at tight end whose name I can't, Charlie Warner. So no, I just think it's a numbers game for sure. I think we go 2-0. Honestly, I think we go 2-0 before we play the Packers. And the Packers will be a good litmus test. And it'll kind of give us an idea where we're at. It's not going to be the end of our season.
if we start 2-0 and we lose to the Packers, because it is Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a good litmus test. Hopefully, we start 2-0. Starting 1-1 would not be very good for us because there's going to be a stretch where we're going to need to play well against better teams, and that might not always happen just because for whatever reason. So yeah, to get hot early and come off early against those two teams who we should beat is important.
But it's like a dance. They use strobe light on the 49ers offense on third.
Oh, that's not fair.
His attitude is taking a dump too. I've heard. Yeah, Richie James. Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah, well, I just think Sutfield was in with third stringers, to be honest with you. I don't think it necessarily was a poor showing.
He gets barely any reps, and he's in with third rounders and guys that are probably going to be, working as a UPS guy in a couple weeks. And that, like I said, that's not a knock on a UPS guy. I'm just saying you got to kind of look at things in perspective of like who he was playing with. But your third stringer, honestly, you shouldn't be too worried about it because if you're hitting to that point in your roster and you're hitting or having to use your third string quarterback, your season's probably going down the toilet anyway. So I don't know. I really don't know what's going on with Mosley. I'm sure we'll get more answers in the coming weeks. You would hope that he doesn't miss week 1 because what we got behind him is nothing but question marks. So you think we're the best team in the NFC for certainty? I don't know, man. Tampa's pretty good. I'm not saying we're not gonna be great. I'm just saying until somebody knocks those Bucks off, I'm gonna have to give them respectfully the lead for now. But healthy as a team, we are extremely talented and have the ability to make a run for it if we stay healthy. Talent wise, offense and defense, we have enough elite level players to make a deep run at it if we can stay healthy for sure. Yeah, I'm thinking he's going practice squad too. Well, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Sorry, I'm not super energetic. It's really late where I am, and I'm kind of dozing here. But yeah, it was an interesting game. We got to see the quarterback, and we got to see a long we got to see a long him in the game for a while to get a better feel for what he is. He definitely needs to work. He's definitely got the talent, but he's inconsistent and spotty in stretches. So hopefully he comes out next week and plays better, and then we can go into the season with a confident, backup quarterback who can make plays, and we'll be in a good place. Yeah, I'm a little worried about a hamstring, Jay, to tell you the truth. His hamstrings seem to be a recurring situation once you have them. Yeah, I agree. A healthy pass rush against Tom Brady can do a lot of good, but it's going to be what happens when we don't get there. Can our back end hold up against Tom Brady? That's my worry. I'm blessed. You've been blessed. Oh, thank you very much. Good stuff. I try to be as objective as possible. It's tough because some people are like trash talkers, you know what I mean? And they'll just be like, this guy sucks. This guy's horrible. This guy's the best in the league. I try to look at things through a perspective of realism. Um, to me, like I said, guys, it all comes down to health. If we're healthy this year and we can get consistent quarterback play, we will be a team to reckon with. Do we beat the Bucks in the playoffs? Guys, we're in August. Who knows what could happen? So much is going to happen between now and then. Let's make the playoffs first, and then we'll we'll go from there, right?
Thank you, Coach Timo, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it, brother.
Um, like I said, I'll try to be more energetic the next time I'm in here.
Like I said, it's a little late. I would have another cup of coffee, but it's midnight. So, but yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's there's people sleeping in my house too. So
I've tried to be kind of like low key.
yeah, I try to be positive. Um, the injuries always get me in a negative mindset. To be honest with you,
When I see like guys go down and stuff, I get definitely in a negative mindset. Um, and when I see bad quarterback play, it can get me in a negative mindset because when you have so many other parts of your team that are really good and you got one player or injuries holding you back, it's like super frustrating. So I always look at things sometimes in a little bit of a clouded frame of mind because it's hard for me to get super, like I was in another stream today. It's hard for me to be super enthusiastic when the injury thing is always something we have to worry about. So, um, yeah, we'll see, guys. There's definitely going to be more to talk about as the preseason ends and the seasons get going. So, hopefully, I will see you get guys again in this chat. I apologize for the stuttering, but until next time, guys, stay safe and healthy, and go Niners. And everybody, again, thanks for coming in here and thanks for appreciating it. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the comments. Uh, thanks for the support. I appreciate all of you. Love you guys. And until next time, I'll see you guys on the flip side. Everybody take care. Have a good evening, and I'll see you next time.